Greetings, everyone. In this video, I want to talk to you about AI, or artificial intelligence. Because to be honest with you, when I first heard about these AI technologies, for example, like ChatGPT, I was kind of pessimistic. I was kind of a hater. I thought it was going to be a gimmicky product with some kind of generic algorithm that just spits out information in a generic formula, in a generic way. And, after using ChatGPT, Bard AI, and other AI integrated softwares, I am so blown away at the capabilities of these softwares and how much they're able to streamline my work. I've heard a lot of people say that they're afraid that AI is going to take over jobs. And I think in some cases that is true. Eventually, it will reach a point where it's able to take over jobs. And I think it'll happen the next couple of years because this is a software that's able to teach itself, and it just continuously builds information. It gets better. The more we use it, the more refined it gets. And I've seen it too. Like, for example, with ChatGPT, the older version of ChatGPT, they fed it the CPA exam, the Chartered Personal Accountant exam, and it failed. But the more recent one passed it. And I've even seen with these image generators, like Bing has an image generator. I think Adobe has one. There's some other companies that have AI image generators now. And when I first used these softwares, the images they were producing were, I mean, some of them were okay, but a lot of them were terrible. But these days, my goodness, I think I would use some of these image generated these AI image generating softwares over an actual graphic designer in some cases, not all. So I really do feel like it is getting there. Do I think it's going to take over all jobs? Absolutely not, because there is this human touch that is essential in a lot of things. If you're in business, if you're in communications, there's some AI technologies that take over cold calling, but they can't replace an actual relationship with somebody, right? When you have camaraderie, when you have an actual business relationship with someone, that's profound. That's something that I don't think a bot could ever, take the place of, because it's a bot. It's not a real person. There's no actual connection there. So I think in some ways that this technology will replace certain professionals in certain career fields, but I think in others it will only help improve the quality of work people are able to produce. It'll streamline their work. That's what I see in my work as a marketer, and when I do search engine optimization, it really helps to use different AI softwares like Bard, or like Syllabi or HeyGen. So if you're not familiar with those, Syllabi is a software that helps like streamline the process of content creation and helps find trending topics, trending questions for certain topics, and basically streamlines the whole process for you in content creation. And then HeyGen's a great one too, because like it's a it's an AI where you can feed it text, you can feed it a prompt, and it will generate an avatar for you that looks like a real person talking. You can even generate your own clone. So like there's some incredible technologies out there, image generators, HeyGen, Syllabi. There's even stuff for like editing videos, editing audio, mastering, mixing, that it gets done like really quickly. Is it the same thing as hiring a professional? Not at all. But I think for most people who are trying to compete with bigger companies and more established businesses, this is an amazing leg up because it saves so many hours, so many work hours, and also saves on, hiring and contracting other people, especially when, money is limited. When you're first starting a project, money is limited. You have to use your resources conservatively. So I think having AI integrated into a business is an incredible leg up for a lot of small business owners, a lot of sole proprietors. Um, what else? Do I think it's making people dumb? I think that if you depend on it, yes, it'll make you pretty stupid after a while. You become completely dependent on it and you won't be, creating original content with your own faculties. Because I see a lot of people that just they just use the AI softwares to tell them what kind of content to make, and then they even script the content using the AI softwares. I don't think gonna be a that's not gonna be a good look, because first of all, you're not creating original content, and then second, the whole idea of doing business, to have a business, is to participate in it too. There's something very important about being involved in what you're creating, and I think like if you have unique ideas to share, that's not anything that the AI can take over. Maybe in the future, maybe it'll reach a level where it can one day. But if I'm having my own original thoughts, I want to be able to express them the way I want to express them. And additionally, like even with like HeyGen, it's very convincing. Like that software is very convincing. It looks like a real person speaking and whatnot, but it's not completely convincing. And there's also an aspect of humanity that lacks in it. It's too perfect. When I make videos, you hear my ums and my uhs, and you hear my pauses, and it's good. It's important because it's human. It shows like, I'm authentically thinking about what I'm saying, and that has a different level of engagement as a listener, right? If I just kept talking and rambling and it was just perfect, and I was just like this, and everything I said was perfect, it would be boring. You would lose your attention. But because I'm human, because I make mistakes when I talk, because I have to pause to think, because I say sometimes stupid things, whatever, it makes it engaging. It makes it real. And you're actually connecting. We're actually connecting with each other, and we're having a real communication, a real dialogue, which I think lacks when you just have an artificial intelligence generating your content for you and generating even your persona for you. Because another thing is like, look, I'm an expert in a couple of fields, which are like SEO and in holistic body alignment. So it's like physiotherapy mixed with neuromuscular training. I'm very well versed in those fields. And so when I speak from a place of experience, and I speak from my experience, which no bot can replace. Like they can talk about topics in depth and really elaborate things in a great way that's clear. But they can't express my experiences. They can help me refine the way I speak about them, sure. Like if I'm writing a blog or something, it's a great way to just like, have your ideas more refined. I get it. But I still have my original thoughts, and that's not anything that the AI can take over. And I also feel like this is kind of going off on a tangent, but I think the future for a lot of people is self-employment. If I'm a business owner, and I kind of I'll always think twice before I hire someone, because it's expensive and it's a big responsibility. That's someone's life, that's someone's paycheck. You also have to train them. There's a lot that goes into hiring someone. So now that I have these AI technologies, I see that, hey, maybe I don't have that stress anymore. I don't necessarily need to hire someone. I can automate a lot of functions of what I do. Obviously, there's certain things that I can't, but a lot of things I can automate. And so, there go a lot of job opportunities for people. If I was working for others, if I was in that employee mindset, I'd be a little stressed out, because like, for example, there's a lot of AI technologies now that do cold calls, like just 24/7 are doing cold calls, getting generating sales leads, and that's not anything a real human can continuously do. Cold calling is a game of numbers. You follow a script. It is very algorithmic in that way. And so AI can easily take over, cold calling, sales and lead generation. And so if I was in that field, I'd be a little bit stressed out. If I was a graphic designer, I'd be a little stressed out, because first of all, there's image generators, but then also like the new versions of like Adobe Photoshop do a lot of the photoshopping just by like commanding the software to do it. You don't actually even need to know what you're doing. You can just tell it what to do and it'll just do it. So everything's just getting more streamlined and it's a lot easier. And so yeah, people in those kinds of fields are losing their jobs. And I'd be a little scared if I was in that field. But if you're creating your own products, you're really bringing your own energy to the market, your own original ideas and products and services, then AI is actually a huge leg up for you. It's a huge benefit to you. And I do believe that as AI starts replacing more jobs, we are going to need to find ways to start creating things, becoming creators on this planet. More people have to use critical thinking to create original content, original products, or unique value propositions for the world, because that's something that AI will not be able to do. It may be able to spit out the most accurate information. It may be able to help you gather your thoughts together or suggest good ideas, but in no way can it really do the implementation for you, because that takes responsibility, that takes accountability, and that whole nurturing a business, nurturing your baby like that is a very human experience. And I don't think AI could ever replace that. So I do see more and more people becoming entrepreneurs because of this technology, more and more people becoming creators. And yes, there is going to be a little bit of a learning curve as AI starts taking over jobs. People are going to have to start developing other skills or refining skills to complement the AI technologies, or just overall creating original ideas. So that's my spiel on AI. I'm actually really excited about its emergence and its development. I used to be kind of a hater, but I'm very optimistic about it, and I'm looking forward to all the amazing implementations we're going to have for AI. I want to add one last thing. So a lot of people say like AI is evil, it's going to end humanity, it's going to kill people. AI is just producing information and it's teaching itself. It is by no means self-implementing, at least not yet, at least that not that we know of. But even if it was, guys, I think one thing that's really important is like cultivating artificial intelligence in a conscious environment, in a mindful environment, because AI is like a child. It's like a genius child. It has all this information and it's still learning how to be more and more human. It's still in that growing phase. So I think, when we do feed it information, it's important to set parameters for it. And I think the most important parameters you could possibly set, or the most impactful ones, would be like designing an artificial intelligence that runs on permaculture principles. There's 12 rules of permaculture. I'm not going to list them for you here, but do check them out. 12 rules of permaculture. You can look it up on Google. You can ask Bard or ChatGPT. But I think that's very important too, like how we're cultivating this information, how we're cultivating this technology. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Many blessings.